Caitlyn Clark went to Chicago and took the city over.
You know, they didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese, so.
Giving everybody some brutal truth.
See, this is why sometimes you got to learn to leave people alone and mind your own damn business. This is exactly why. You bark up the wrong tree, it might just fall on you. What happened to Miss Angel Reese? She's all in Indiana during All-Star and her Reebok campaign, come to your trap, take over your trap. What happened to that? Because it looked like Caitlyn Clark went to Chicago and took the city over.
Imagine being at the top of your game only to watch your biggest rival get offered $5 million while you are publicly dismissed. That is exactly what just happened to Angel Reese. Hip-hop legend Ice Cube made a massive game-changing $5 million play for Caitlyn Clark to join his league. But when asked about Reese, his answer was a cold, hard no. This wasn't just a business negotiation, it was a public verdict on a rivalry that has defined the season. The reason he gave for snubbing Reese exposes a brutal truth about fame, money, and power. And it proves why one of these stars is building an empire, while the other is in danger of fading away.
You guys dropped Big 3 again. This is a new season. I remember you famously made an offer to Caitlyn Clark, but what about Angel Reese? Would you think she could ball out? You know, she's pretty solid, you know?
Yeah, she's a great player. No, the thing with Caitlyn Clark, it was just to unlock, you know, millions of dollars for the league because of her stardom, what our sponsors was telling us.
Right.
You know, they didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese, so I don't know if we can make that. I don't know if we can make that sense.
So, I see.
The judgment came from the most unexpected of places. Hip-hop icon and founder of the Big 3 basketball league, Ice Cube. In a move that grabbed headlines everywhere, he laid a history-making $5 million offer on the table for Caitlyn Clark, a figure meant to disrupt the entire landscape of women's sports. But when a reporter inevitably asked if her fiery rival, Angel Reese, would be getting a similar invitation, the answer was as cold as it was honest. He explained that his corporate sponsors saw Clark as a golden key, a singular talent capable of unlocking millions of dollars in revenue for the league.
Caitlyn Clark, it was more fans running. They was running down on Caitlyn Clark like she was Michael Jordan. Treated like MJ in the rack. Oh my God. Caitlyn Clark getting treated like Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, Chief Keef, Lil Durk, all of them. Caitlyn Clark took over Chicago. She signed autographs for hours. This wasn't no extras that was paid to come stand in the scene. No, these were real people trying to get autographs.
When it came to Reese, however, the numbers told a different story. They didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese, he stated, with no sugarcoating. I don't know if we can make that offer. It wasn't personal, he insisted. It was business. It was a brutal public confirmation of what many had suspected, but no one had dared say out loud. In the unforgiving marketplace of modern stardom, one player was seen as a blue-chip investment, and the other, a high-risk liability. But this verdict wasn't delivered in a vacuum. It was the culmination of two vastly different campaigns for the throne.
Well, they're about to come for Ice Cube. They're about to come and get Ice Cube. We know how this works. It won't be long. But the AR5 fans will seek and destroy, or try to, because that's standard operating procedure for them, Ice Cube. Because Ice Cube has come out and given everybody some brutal truth, and there is a portion of this that just tells you everything that we've been telling you. This is just confirmation.
To understand the chasm between that $5 million offer and the polite dismissal, you have to look at what was happening on the ground in the very cities these two stars called home. First, Angel Reese made her move. She launched her Walk in Your Trap, Take Over Your Trap campaign with Reebok, taking her message directly to Indianapolis, Caitlyn Clark's new home turf. It was a calculated, aggressive play, a declaration of war, designed to claim territory and assert dominance. But the takeover never materialized. The event was met with a shockingly underwhelming response, a scene that felt more like a fizzle than a bang. The attempt to manufacture a moment of conquest had fallen painfully flat.
Angel Reese has so many aliases, she could fill the entire roster. Matter of fact, this would save the Chicago Bravado thousands of pesos in salary to other players. They can release everyone else and just pay Angel Reese. The end result is going to be the same. They're already losing. They're already one of the worst teams in pretend basketball. Might as well save some pesos while being a huge embarrassing failure. Over the last couple of years, Angel Reese has been one of the best illusions in the WNBA, in a league filled with make-believe.
Just days later, the universe delivered the ultimate counterpoint. An injured Caitlyn Clark, unable to even play, traveled to Chicago, Angel Reese's city. The welcome she received was nothing short of historic. Thousands of fans, many wearing her jersey, mobbed the arena in a frenzy usually reserved for legends like Michael Jordan. For nearly 30 minutes, she patiently made her way through the adoring crowd, signing hundreds of autographs for fans who were screaming her name. One player tried to declare ownership of a city and was met with a deafening silence. The other had an enemy city claim her without ever saying a word. This staggering contrast isn't a coincidence. It's the direct result of two fundamentally different blueprints for building a kingdom.
Angel Reese fans are going to be pissed. By the way, we don't know if she's playing or not today. That's right. Fever at Chicago Sky. And I've been like, do I want to watch? I mean, there's like a bunch of people supposed to be out. Angel Reese, we'll check on her status in a minute. At least what I could find thus far for this game. And a rather interesting comment about her playing today that I never even considered, to be honest with you.
While one brand was being built on a foundation of confrontation, the other was being quietly forged in community. The Caitlyn Clark Foundation has become the silent engine behind her public image, an entity focused on uplifting youth through the three pillars she credits for her own success: education, nutrition, and sports. She hosts unglamorous back-to-school events, handing out backpacks filled with supplies. She funds the construction of new basketball courts in underserved communities, not for a photo op, but because she believes in the power of the game.
It's so crazy that I missed this. The fact that Caitlyn Clark walked in Angel Reese's trap, took it over after a week of Angel Reese coming in Indiana and throwing jabs at Caitlyn Clark saying she took over your city. Talk about she took over your trap. Like, look at this right here with Angel Reese. This was just about a little over a week ago. Angel Reese posted to her Instagram page, a Reebok commercial saying, walk into your trap, take over your trap. And it was captioned, I'm in your city. Like, do you see the constant jabs of Angel Reese? If this is not like a microcosm of what Angel Reese did to get on, what Angel Reese did to get famous, chasing around Caitlyn Clark, pointing a finger. This is literally...
These aren't flashy, headline-grabbing stunts. They are consistent, quiet acts of service that build a deep, unshakable connection with the public. There's no swagger, no carefully crafted persona. Her brand is built on giving back, not clapping back. She's making it cool to care without being corny and popular without being performative. It's a strategy of substance over style, and it was creating a groundswell of support that no marketing campaign could ever hope to replicate.
So today, lads, the Indiana Fever played the Chicago Sky on Barbie night, and obviously it was... I actually am impressed by Chicago Sky's fight. They were overmatched. They were absolutely overmatched, because I gotta say this, like they tried. This is the first time I've seen the Sky without both Angel Reese and Ariel Atkins like try for a full game.
While Clark was building roots, a very different kind of narrative was taking shape around her rival. From the moment she pointed at her ring finger, Angel Reese was cast as the villain in the story, a role she seemed to embrace. Her brand became inextricably linked to the rivalry, fueled by a confrontational social media presence that often felt like a direct, ongoing challenge to Clark. From pointed Instagram captions about taking over traps to a general air of defiance, her strategy was clear. create relevance through conflict.
Caitlyn Clark just calmly walking away, calmly minding her own business, never looking, talking, or even and mentioning Angel Reese, right? And if it does come up, she's giving her flowers. Never throwing jabs at Angel Reese, never nothing. Just coming in her city, constantly owning her. The fans are constantly surrounding her. It's literally the calm person with the most power, and you never poke at the calm one with the real power. Caitlyn Clark don't talk. Caitlyn Clark don't clap back. She was raised right. Caitlyn Clark just shows up. She literally just shows up. She walks in your city, fills the arena, and she leaves with the numbers. Every time. She never has to do too much.
Every week brought a new saga, a subtweet, a dramatic press conference exit, a fresh beef. This approach kept her name in the headlines and fed the media machine that thrives on drama. The Bayou Barbie persona was loud, unapologetic, and designed to provoke a reaction. For a time, it seemed to be working. She was talked about, debated, and dissected, but this reliance on conflict created a fragile foundation, one that would be tested not just by fans, but by the very players she shared the court with.
Exactly into hiding, but this has blown up and become a big deal because he was asked about giving Angel Reese the same deal that was given Clark by another one of these dumbass reporters looking for an opportunity to get a gotcha and go viral. That's what it's about, but it didn't seem to work so well because I think I saw this originally on TMZ. They've got like 250,000 followers on X, and I think their post about this got like 8 likes or something like that. But it is going around. Other people are.
The tension wasn't just between two players, it was a fracture running through the entire league. As Caitlyn Clark's star ascended, a noticeable resistance began to form among some WNBA veterans. They saw her unprecedented fame not as a gift to the league, but as an unearned privilege. This resentment manifested in overly aggressive fouls, cheap shots, and pointed post-game comments, all framed as welcoming a rookie to the league. But it felt different. It felt personal.
Wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought Angel Reese was a big deal. I thought she was a box office draw. According to her pretend friends in the mainstream media, Angel Reese is a huge star. According to the media, when the Chicago Bravado are on the road traveling to dumps across the WNBA, tickets are hot. Angel Reese is so important. She is the only player in the WNBA with dozens of aliases.
This strategy, however, backfired in the most spectacular way imaginable. Instead of humbling the young star, the, quote, hazing from the old guard only made her more of a sympathetic hero to the millions of casual fans who were tuning in for the first time. Every hard foul that sent her to the floor only made her legend grow. The veterans, in their attempt to prove she wasn't ready for their world, accidentally turned her into the ultimate underdog protagonist, drawing even more protective and loyal fans into her corner and making her story more compelling than ever.
But if you guys didn't see before the game, and this is one of the things where it's like, I think this is a big reason why Caitlyn Clark is, in general, so popular. Like, Caitlyn Clark spent 20 minutes signing autographs. She made her way 2/3 of the arena. She signed literally hundreds of autographs. And if you guys didn't see that game today, there were as many Fever fans as there were Sky fans. So Caitlyn Clark is not playing the game. And like, by the way, like, people didn't know whether or not Caitlyn was playing that game until the very end.
The division was reflected and amplified by the media machine. For Angel Reese, the relationship with the press often feels adversarial. Her camp is in a constant battle to control the narrative, issuing clapbacks to unfavorable coverage and accusing journalists of bias. Her media moments feel curated, defensive, and aimed at shaping a story. But for Caitlyn Clark, the dynamic is the complete opposite. She doesn't have to fight for the media's attention because she is the story.
Ice Cube, the original gangster. It's so sad. Gone into hiding because of the absolute anger and insanity of Angel Reese fans because of this little clip talking about bringing her to the Big 3 league and, comparing her to Caitlyn Clark, the man who started a revolution in the rap game, straight out of Compton, crazy, named Ice Cube from a gang called, it's wild.
Cameras follow her during charity events, pre-game warm-ups, and even just walking into an arena. Her every move generates millions of views organically. She doesn't need to create drama to get a headline because her very presence has become the headline. This exposes the core difference in their fame. One is desperately trying to direct the spotlight, while the other simply is the spotlight. The media isn't biased, it's just following the heat, and the heat has followed Clark from college to the pros, without her ever having to ask for it. Beyond the headlines and the drama, the most undeniable evidence of Clark's power lies in the numbers. It's been dubbed the Clark economy, a financial phenomenon that is single-handedly reshaping the league. Teams are moving their home games against her Indiana Fever to massive NBA arenas just to accommodate the unprecedented ticket demand. Her games are shattering viewership records on major networks, bringing more eyeballs to the WNBA than ever before. Her arrival was the final push the league needed to justify charter flights for all teams, a long overdue upgrade. When an injury sidelined her for the All-Star game, ticket prices for the event reportedly crashed by nearly 50%, proving her individual drawing power. She is the rising tide lifting all boats, generating more revenue, exposure, and relevance for every single player in the league. This undeniable financial impact has left her critics in a bizarre position, forced to attack the very person who is, directly or indirectly, helping to sign their paychecks. It's a conflict that defies logic, but one that perfectly illustrates the irrational power of her stardom. The entire saga has highlighted Caitlyn Clark's most devastating weapon, her refusal to engage. While one side throws constant jabs, Clark is busy signing autographs for young fans, wearing the opposing team's colors. When reporters press her about the rivalry, she consistently downplays it, offering praise for other players and relentlessly focusing on the game itself. Her silence isn't weakness, it's a position of ultimate power. She calmly walks into a city, fills the arena to the rafters, and leaves with the win, never needing to say too much because her actions and the adoration of the fans speak for her. It's a terrifying thing to compete against someone who simply isn't playing your game. She doesn't chase clout, it orbits around her. She isn't launching PR campaigns to remind people she's that girl. She just is. This quiet self-assurance has become the biggest threat of all, because when one person is completely authentic and it's working on a massive scale, it exposes all the artifice around her as a crumbling cardboard set. She isn't just winning on the court, she's winning the entire narrative without ever entering the debate. In the end, what has been exposed is a fundamental truth about the nature of modern celebrity. Caitlyn Clark has, perhaps unintentionally, provided the blueprint for 21st century stardom, a potent combination of quiet consistency, undeniable work, and a genuine connection that cannot be faked. In stark contrast, Angel Reese is trapped in a loud and constant battle for validation, a fight that even her own potential sponsors now publicly acknowledge she is losing. Ice Cube's offer wasn't a personal insult, it was a simple, unfiltered reflection of this reality. The battle for the crown, it seems, will not be won with bold declarations shouted from a bullhorn. It will be won with quiet, undeniable impact. The world is now watching to see which kingdom will ultimately stand the test of time. The one that was announced with a manufactured campaign, or the one that was built by hand, one loyal fan and one backpack at a time. The answer already seems to be written on the wall.